Hi, I'm Teddy Burriss, your LinkedIn and Sales Navigator strategist. I'm going to talk about this problem. You hit 30,000 connections and you don't know how to get out of it, and you don't know how to never get there again. But before I share these ideas, hit that subscribe button, because I create these videos to help people, and my reward is seeing my subscribers go up when I do that. All right, 30,000 connections. It's all LinkedIn will let you do. That's a huge number. 30,000 connections, a huge number. I have never talked to anybody who had 30,000 connections and said that they had meaningful business, social relationships with these people. They're just a bunch of freaking connections. And so that was the reason for me years ago. I said, man, I can't manage 30,000 connections. I don't want to get anywhere near there. And unfortunately, I'm heading that direction, but I'm not growing my network anymore. So 30,000 connections, you got them, and you can't add any more. And the guy who called me said, dude, I've got to make new connections, because I want to connect with people who are my target audience and my clients, and I can't do it. Now, I'm going to help him figure out how to get out of this situation. But before I do, let me tell you how not to get into that situation. Number one, let's talk about the differences between connections and followers. Connections, somebody sent somebody an invite, the other person said yes, and you're connected. Now, what's that mean? A, I'm connected. B, I can message them. There's a way around that. C, they can see your connections. But not everybody shares their connections, so that may not be a big issue. And D, you can see each other's phone number and email addresses. But again, a lot of people are hiding their phone numbers and email addresses. That may not be overly important. Message you, see your connections, see your contact information. And then the big one is, similar to followers, they have the potential to see your content in their newsfeed. All right, now let's talk about followers. Followers simply can see your content in their newsfeed. That's the big value proposition. They can have the ability, and they won't see it all, to see your content in their newsfeed. They can't see your connections. You're hiding that anyway for the most part. Most people are. They can't see your contact information. Again, a lot of people are hiding their contact information. Now, the only variable is messaging. Now, let's talk about how followers, just like any other LinkedIn member who you're not connected with, how they can message you. There's 3 different ways that they can message you. Number one, if you're a premium LinkedIn user and you turn on open connector or open networker, you're allowing anybody else who you're not connected with, who is not a premium member, you're allowing them to send you a LinkedIn in-mail. Now, you have to accept that in-mail, but you've opened the door for them to message you. Number 2, if you're in groups, other people who are in similar groups with you can send you a message from that group, even if they're not connected with you. So again, this is a second channel for messaging that I'm trying to offset not being connected. In a group, you can message people in the group, and they can message you. Here's the third way that people can message you. When you send an invite to someone on LinkedIn and you send a message, if they reply back, you've just opened the portal for them to message you, even though you've never hit that accept button. Or if they didn't send you a message, you go to see all to manage invites, I message them there. I've just opened the channel for them to be able to send me messages, even though we're not connected. So big picture, the differences between being a connection and being a follower. It's not that much. It really isn't. The big difference is I can't see their connections, and I can't see their contact information, phone number and email address. There's one other area that followers will not be able to get that connections get, and that's notifications. If you're not first level connected, you're not going to get birthday notifications, career shift notifications, career anniversary notifications, because that's a function of notifications and not, for the most part, not a news feed notification. So that's one other area you will lose. But the important thing there is, if those people are really that important to you to be able to pay attention to those notifications, they should be connections. So I share that with you to say we shouldn't be stressing out to build a huge network to be able to engage with these people, because we can, done the right way, through groups, in-mails to open networkers, and once we send an invite with the message and they respond, we can engage with them. Now, share that with you so that doesn't solve the problem. The problem is he's hit 30,000 connections. He's got to parse it down. He's got to lower it. Now, I would say this. If you're going to lower it down and you think you only need to lower it by 100 or 200, I'm telling you 1,000 or 2,000. Because if you're going to use LinkedIn for long term, then you're going to want to start connecting very intentionally and purposefully. And you don't want to run into this again 6 months from now and go, oh, I got to parse out more. So plan on removing 10 times more than what you think you need to remove. All right? Now here's a bugaboo. Every time you remove a LinkedIn connection, you lose a follower. I hate it. I wish LinkedIn would change this. But when you remove a LinkedIn connection, you also force them to no longer follow you. Doesn't make sense to me, but it's fact. So accept the fact that for every connection you lose a follower. Now, let's talk about the 2 ways you can remove connections. Go to My Network, click on Connections, and in Connections, you're going to have to just scroll through it. I mean, maybe you can take and, sort it by first name or last name. I don't know. And remove people that way. And maybe you can search just for all the Bettys and remove all the Bettys. I don't know. I mean, this is just a crapshoot. It's the right way to do it. But when you get to this page, no matter how much you scroll, which, every time you scroll is equal to a click, and you got to click Show More, then you've got to do a couple other things. If you're just looking at this person's name and the company and I don't need to be connected with him anymore, then you need to click on the 3 dots, click on Remove Connection, and then you got to click on Remove again. So it's 3 clicks for every person that you show on the screen for you to remove. But then you got to have click to scroll more. So it's the minimum of 3 clicks for every person that you remove from this screen. And this is going to be tedious. Let's talk about the other way you could do this. The other way you could do this is go search with filters. Bring you into LinkedIn search. Now, here I got all 1,000 again, all 14,000 first level connections. But what I recommend you do is one of 2 things, or maybe a combination of these 2 things. Go to location. Maybe search for everybody who's in Canada. I don't know. Do you do business in Canada? If you don't, then bring up everybody in Canada and make decisions who here you want to get rid of. Maybe this is, maybe it's not Canada. Maybe it's Ireland. Maybe it's Greeceland. Can I do Greeceland? Maybe it's Greece. Just go to Greece. Get rid of Canada. All the people who are in Greece. There's 2. Maybe I don't need to be connected to these people anymore because I've never done business with people in Greece. But here's what happens. Once I get here, look at the number of clicks I got to do, because I don't have a remove button here. So what I got to do is right click on that. 1, 2, 3 to bring me to here. And then I have to have 4 and 5. That, by the way, that's immediate. When you click on that, it's immediate. So it's 5 clicks. Well, wait a minute, I'm not done. So I click on that, and then I got to close this down. I got to go back to the other screen. So 6 to close it down, 7 to come back to here and do it again. 7 clicks to do this from the search window to be able to remove connections. No matter how you do it, from your My Network Connections page, which is roughly 3 clicks, or from the search filters page, which is roughly 5 clicks, it's going to be tedious. Anytime you have a task that is this big and this tedious, don't do it all at once. Now, here's the benefit. Let's say you do 100 or 200 a week, or 300 or 400 a week. I don't know what you can tolerate for tedious work. So do 200 or 300 a week, but during that week, you're losing 200 or 300 connections, but hopefully you're connecting with people who are highly relevant and you're gaining more followers. Maybe you can get it close to a net zero loss. So if you're 100,000 followers and you lose 500 connections or 1,000 connections, maybe you can gain another 1,000 followers and be at net zero. But it's going to happen. Now, here's the other conversation about this whole idea about losing connections, which also equates to losing followers. These people who are following you, if they've never engaged with you, how relevant are they to you? These people who are followers, or connection/followers, if you've never engaged with them, how important are they to you? I would offer not. So what's the big deal of losing X number of followers/connections who have never engaged with you, never been in a portal for you to do business? You've never engaged with them. So if it's a loss, it's just a loss of numbers. It's not potentially a loss of business opportunity unless you've actually engaged with them, and then I wouldn't remove them as a connection. So anyway, that's my story. It's what I want to share with you. If you hit 30,000, you've got to start parsing it out. It's going to be tedious work no matter how you do it, but you've got to do it because you've got to have an opening to connect with people who are highly relevant to you as you move forward. I'm Teddy Burriss, your LinkedIn and Sales Navigator strategist, trainer, and coach. I hate that you're in this situation, but I hope you can get out of it soon and start growing your network again in a much more deliberate way. Good luck.